guys, so it is Monday. It's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Got the car here at the shop. Gonna get this thing yanked off. Start off, before I even get the car off the trailer, I'm gonna pull off fenders and bumpers, just so that way I can throw this stuff off to the side so we don't damage it, pulling it off of the trailer and while we're yanking this motor out. Alright guys, so I've already started taking this thing apart. As you can see, I got some of the coolant stuff already off. It's already drained out. Fuel line stuff are off. Just starting to disassemble some of the little small things before I pull this intake manifold off. Then we'll get the turbo kit off, some converter bolts, some grounds, and then the motor will come right out of there. Alright, so it's been a little while now. So what I have noticed is I've only got one converter bolt out. Another piece of rod and shit, you know, all that stuff started falling out, obviously, because we have a huge hole in the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do right now is take the oil pan off, see what debris I can get out of the way so I can get this thing to spin freely. I did have it spinning back and forth, left to right freely, but once I tried to do a full rotation, the one rod is still in the motor, just missing a piston, and then the opposite side, the piston and rod, is the one that went to orbit. So let's yank this pan off. All right, I'm sorry I didn't show you guys the whole little fighting tussle we did to get that thing out of there. It wasn't too bad, wasn't too easy, but got the pan off, and let's just go right over here to the pan first. Obviously that's part of the rod, it's part of the piston, there's a bunch of bearing and everything else that's in there. So there's the pan alone, but let's get to the meat and potatoes. Here's your windows tray. Obviously, rod exited stage right. And if you come under here, yep, she went out the block. So that's it for that. This crank, these rods, well, the other set of rods and stuff are all right. But this crank is junk. This block is junk. The heads I'm gonna look a little deeper into. The one side on the opposite side looks like that side over there may be savable, but this side, you can see there's still a piston up in there. So I have to fight that down. So I'll yank the heads off. At least the camshaft looks to be perfectly fine. So I'll yank what I can out of this thing and then get back to you guys. All right, people, so we're back. Little update. Here is all of the, oh no, what the hell happened? So there's a rod, there's a wrist pin, here's a bunch of piston and bearing and oil pan and windage tray and piston ring, all destroyed. If you come over here, here is one of the pistons that is lodged in the cylinder, has no rod connected to it. And on the opposite side, his brother across the street has no piston, but the rod and the wrist pin are still in the block. Now, the worst part in all of this, I would say, is not the rod and piston being destroyed. I would say it is that the block has the hole in it. Now, that really upsetted me, block having a hole in it. And it also killed one lifter. Well, not really killed, but it definitely possibly killed that head for sure. This one, not so bad. That one, definitely. So this one is the side where there is a piston left in it, but there's no rod, so that's just where it just kissed it on the spark plug, and it kissed around the edge a little bit. But this head is going to be just fine. There's no other issues with this one. You can see little nicks and stuff like that where some junk ran through it, but nothing crazy. This side, I do not see an issue with it at all. There's a little washer from one of the head studs. This side is the side where there is no piston, but there is still the rod and wrist pin. So obviously the rod and wrist pin held on for dear life and literally dismantled that piston up against the cylinder head for a little while and killed the spark plug and most likely these two valves. And this cylinder head will be a paperweight if we do not get it fixed up. If you come down here, we have one lifter that got a little nick in it. It's a little better, just a little nick, but I'll probably end up ordering 4 new lifters so that way I get 2 new in one hole, 2 new in the other hole. That way we don't have those problems. The rest of them are good to go. They're all down here, you know, all brothers and sisters down there. They're all good down there. Now, when you go over to the camshaft, we got a couple spots that got marred up. So you can see that really well. Little emery cloth, they'll take that right out. There's no big deal. It's nothing that you can feel very, very lightly. Like very, very lightly, but you cannot grab your nail or nothing on it, so it's nothing to be afraid of. So we'll emery cloth that and get that knocked out, have that ready to go. So, okay, whatever that was. But all in all, worst thing is that this thing is junk. Obviously, that was already junk. We already knew that, and that this is junk. So, we will see. I've already allocated a new motor for this car. I'm going to go pick it up from a buddy. Now, I do have another buddy of mine that's helped me out with this motor last time. I'm going to give them another huge shout out. They're helping me out again. Gave me another set of Gen 4 rods and pistons. Also can get me another head. And also gave me a low car, like F-body style oil pan. Now, if you want to know for these S197s, if you use the factory truck oil pan, it is okay. It does fit onto the factory K-member. Now, what you will notice is the factory truck oil pan hangs down lower. So I'd say about from here down, hangs below the subframe. So this is the lowest part on my car. So if you ever do racing or something like that, or let's say you just hit like a huge pothole, the oil pan will be the first thing that gets taken out. Like 100%. If I went and did a big wheelie, the oil pan will get completely destroyed. It'll get pushed up. It'll probably cavitate the engine, starve it of oil, or just completely break the pan, and then all the parts will end up in the engine diaper, as it did when it blew up. So, obviously, big shout out to the engine diaper. Kept me alive. Kept the car in one piece. I was able to slow down. So, big shout out to him, too. So, this is what's left of our engine bay. I am going to get this thing all cleaned up, resprayed in a couple spots. Probably move some stuff around, change it up a little bit. Probably cut a little more metal out of the back there, and, you know, make things a little more accessible, or little nitpicky things that I want to do a little different this time. Not everything's out, might as well do it. But we will still have this car running within a week, if not 2 weeks, tops. So, this is basically where I'm going to be stopping for today. I've got everything obviously separated. Just got to tomorrow clean it all up with our new bullet that is coming. I'll basically be taking this new stock bottom end 5.3 Gen 3 motor and stealing what I can from it and reusing it, and then taking some of the new stuff I have, and some of the stuff is reusable, and then slapping it all on there and then throwing it back in the car for the weekend, if not the following week. If I can find a Holley high rim, I will throw a Holley high rim on the car. Truck manifold's done me well. I've had a truck manifold for a long time. I did end up breaking this one right here while taking it apart. It's okay. I have another truck manifold, so that didn't really bother me. If I don't have a high rim before then, obviously we'll throw another truck manifold on there, get it running, and then obviously when we get a high rim, we'll throw it on there. But I definitely want to change it up a little bit. Car has no hood, so might as well make everything inside the engine bay look as good as it can. Especially, you know, after all this. So, we'll change up a couple things, and we'll be right back. So, it's pretty simple. But, guys, if you can, go down, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with all your friends, honestly. Share it up. It gets views to the channel. It gets me more subs. And then, hopefully, one day, YouTube will monetize my channel. And then I'll get paid, and we'll be able to do more stuff with this. Basically, I do this all for views. So, you know, if you help me out, I can help out myself, and then we can do more fun shit, because I definitely want to build another car. This car is a street car. It is kind of heavy. I want to do a tube chassis car next, and probably like a big block combo with nitrous, or another LS combo with like a Pro Charger and some Zoomies. Would be really fun. That's a goal. But as you guys see, we're all here. We've got it all taken apart. Not too many bad things, not too many good things, but again, you can't be mad at it. If you stay mad at it, you will never race again. Remember that, guys. Keep on pushing. You'll get through it. It's just a tough time. So, with that being said, go down, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.